Hello and welcome to How to Leave a Job in Style. This is the absolute chef's kiss of how I quit one of my jobs. And honestly, there are at least two other stories about why my boss of 7 years earned every second of what happened next. This isn't a story about rage quitting. It's not about flipping tables or burning bridges. It's about timing, confidence, and letting karma do the heavy lifting, with a little help from patience. Here's the thing, I loved my job. I was good at it. I took pride in it. I'd spent 7 years mastering a specialized machine that almost nobody else in the company understood. But my boss, let's call him BH, short for butthole, because honestly, that's generous. BH wasn't loud or explosive. He was worse. He was dismissive, controlling, the kind of manager who hoards authority and starves the team of resources just so he can feel indispensable. For 5 to 7 years, I asked him for one thing. Can we please hire or train a knowledgeable backup? Because if I got sick, or went on vacation, or got hit by a bus, everything stopped. He ignored me. Eventually, he hired a backup 2 years before I left, but then made sure that backup was always too busy to actually be trained. Classic BH move. Then one day, I nailed a job interview. Not just nailed it, hired on the spot. Did I know the new company had problems of its own? Nope. Did I care? Also nope. Because I wasn't leaving the job. I was leaving the boss. And something incredible happened the moment I signed that offer letter. The nerves disappeared. That, don't rock the boat, instinct, gone. I walked into the office that morning with a level of calm confidence I'd never felt before. I walk into the owner of the company is sitting there, chatting casually with the HR manager. Kids, life, normal office small talk. Normally, I'd wait awkwardly at the door. Not that day. I walked right in and joined the conversation. Talked about my kids. Laughed. Relaxed. Eventually, the owner does that classic double knee slap. Welp, looks like you came in here for her, so I'll let you two get to it. And I said, no, that's okay. You can stay. I just came in to hand in my notice. I handed the envelope. Turned to the owner. Shook his hand. Thank you for the opportunity. And walked out. No drama. No speech. Just finality. About 100 feet down the hall, I passed BH. He was running. Didn't make eye contact. Didn't say a word. Just sprinted toward HR like a man whose illusion of control had just shattered. I get back to my area, and a coworker asks, "Do you know what's going on?" BH just ran out of here without saying anything. I shrugged. Oh, he probably got called into the office because I put in my 2 weeks. Silence. Then chaos. Everyone talking at once. And then, my favorite moment, the backup guy looks at me and says, "But, you haven't trained me on your machine yet." I smiled. Oh, I'm very well aware. BH comes back, gathers everyone but me, and locks them in a conference room. 20 minutes later, my coworker comes out laughing. I didn't even let him finish. Let me guess. You're supposed to stick to my side like glue and learn 7 years of knowledge in 2 weeks. Yup. Oh. And apparently my departure was now a state secret, because if the rest of the company found out, it might cause a panic. BH finally asks to talk. Right there. Not his office. Not behind closed doors. Right there. He looked tired, defeated. He was just now realizing that ignoring my requests for half a decade might have been a bad call. He asks, politely, if I'll train the backup. I tell him yes. And I do. I trained that guy well. We're still friends to this day. I even gave him 2 years of phone a friend tech support after I left. Because my problem was never the team. It was BH. My last day arrived. I always came in early, an hour and a half alone. My time, peaceful. Before anyone else arrived, I made one small adjustment at BH's workbench. BH loved organization. Dozens of neat little boxes stacked just so. I added one more. Nothing flashy. Nothing obvious. Just something that didn't belong. Then I clocked in, said my goodbyes, shook hands. In my exit interview, I told HR everything. BH didn't say a word to me for 2 weeks, until the very end. He held out his hand. I know you're leaving because of me. Yup. And I walked away. The last thing I ever said to him. I left early that day. Before I walked out, I handed my trainee a drink. You've learned a lot. You've got this. Then I added, oh, and when it happens, let me know. He blinked. Let you know when what happens? What did you do? I smiled. It'll be worth the wait. And I walked out for the final time. Bittersweet. I loved the job. I just hated my boss. 5 weeks later, I woke up to 4 missed calls and 7 text messages. The first one read, "Dude." It was like a glitter mushroom cloud. Every coworker had messaged me. Apparently, the moment finally came. BH opened the wrong box. And the universe delivered judgment. One coworker said the first words out of BH's mouth, after removing glitter from his mouth, were, "Get back to work." Classic. An hour later, I got a text from BH himself. Okay, I admit, that was funny. I nearly cried laughing. Then, weeks later, the cherry on top. A sales guy texts me. "So, I'm told you're the reason a customer complained about glitter in their parts." I had achieved revenge nirvana. Here's the lesson. You don't need to scream. You don't need to sabotage. You don't even need closure. Sometimes, the most satisfying justice comes from leaving clean, doing right by the people who deserve it, and letting arrogance trip over itself. If this story made you grin, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And if you want more stories like this, quiet victories, delayed karma, and perfectly timed exits, subscribe, because sometimes, the best revenge is leaving in style.